those of you who don't know, I injured or completely tore my quad off the patella. This was the end of August. I was training, I was doing a really heavy pendulum squat. I had knee wraps on, and I think I was on my 6th or 7th rep, and at the bottom of the rep, my knee wrap started to come undone, and instead of ending the set like I should have done, I decided to push for it and go for the extra rep, and I just felt a pop. I didn't feel any pain at all, but I definitely felt something kind of snap, and then I just collapsed. I couldn't finish the set. Ended up going to the ER. I couldn't walk, and they referred me to a specialist. I got an MRI done, which confirmed that I completely tore the quad tendon off the patella, the top part of the patella. So that obviously requires surgery. September 13th was my surgery. That was, I believe, 18 weeks ago today. So the surgery went okay. I got out the same day, but that first week after the surgery was really rough. I basically lived on the couch. I couldn't walk. I had crutches to like go to the bathroom and stuff. But really limited mobility and a lot of pain. Pretty much lived on hydrocodone for about a week. I was in a knee brace. I obviously couldn't flex or bend my knee much. So after about 2 weeks, I started physical therapy and kind of light stretching and some exercises. Throughout my recovery, I had to increase my caloric intake, just because when your body heals itself, it needs more calories. So I probably increased my usual calories, by about 500 to 1,000, because I was just dropping weight like crazy, and the quad atrophied super quick. So I had to increase my calories. I went on a TRT dose. I made sure I took growth hormone, kept that in. Of course, that speeds the healing. I also took BPC 157 and TB 500. This is not medical advice, by the way. I'm just explaining what I guess my healing protocol was. BPC 157 and growth hormone kind of have a synergistic effect. So BPC 157 makes you more sensitive to growth hormone. It speeds healing, increases angiogenesis, which TB 500 does that as well. So it just increases the blood flow to the area. Tendons heal very slowly, just because they don't have a whole lot of blood flow. So you need to drive as much blood as you can into that area by other means. So I did a lot of ice therapy. I did a TENS unit. I'm doing UV light therapy, which increases the blood flow to the area. So as far as supplements go, I just made sure I took, kept my multivitamins in. Omega-3s are really important, so I took Animal Omega. Animal Flex, I took that. It has collagen hydrolysate in it, and that's just the building blocks for tendons. So I'm just making sure I take that every day, along with just staying on top of my diet. And as far as my training goes, I made sure that I worked the opposite leg, because working the opposite leg of the injury actually helps to maintain the muscle mass in the injured leg. My upper body training pretty much stayed the same. I couldn't do movements like bent over rows for a long time, so I swapped those out for like chest supported and seated exercises. So we're 18 weeks post-op today. I was able to take my brace off at about 8 weeks after surgery, and around 10 to 12 weeks I pretty much had full functionality from just a basic standard of living standpoint. You know, I could go up and down stairs again. I could walk again. I could bend my knees, squat down, come back up. So about 10 to 12 week mark, I was really happy with everything. Those first couple weeks are really rough because, you know, you lose the ability to walk and go upstairs, and it's kind of depressing. But, you know, each week you get a little bit better. You gain a little bit more range of motion in the knee. You gain a little bit more strength. So if you just, you know, hang on to and think positive and just try to focus on the little things that you're able to do, it helps you get through it. So about 12 weeks out, 12 or 13 weeks out from the surgery, I was really able to load it and start training it again. I remember the first day back in the gym, I was squatting like 135 with the barbell. But now I've worked my way up a little bit, just trying to increase the load really steadily. And I'm also trying to make sure my form is immaculate and my range of motion is there, because one of the reasons that tendons deteriorate over time is a lot of people train them properly, as I was doing sometimes even. Just loading too much and restricting the range of motion will keep a lot of the stress on the tendon. So if you work, you know, throughout the entire range of motion, the joint can move more freely and there won't be as much stress on it. It'll be more on the muscle. So that's kind of like what I've done today with my chest workout. I'm not pushing as much weight as I could, but I'm just trying to make sure that my range of motion is in check, that I'm stretching, really stretching and squeezing the muscle on every single rep, and just making sure the tension is on the muscle instead of the tendon. So yeah, my training has been slowly getting back to normal. I do a lot of unilateral exercises for my legs just because my left leg, my injured leg, has still quite a bit of catching up to do before it reaches what the right leg can do. So a lot of unilateral exercises. Again, immaculate form, slowing the reps down, really focusing on the contraction and the stretch, and it's seeing really good results. It's definitely strengthening each week. Every time I go into the gym and work it out, I can do a little bit more weight, so I'm happy. I plan on competing hopefully mid to late 2022. It just kind of depends on how fast I can get this quad back.